you can get 30 months in juvenile detention. And you won't be allowed near a computer.
For how long?
The duration of your sentence. Maybe longer as a condition of your release. That'll be up to the judge.
All I did was...
Hacking the computer notebook for the entire juvenile justice database of New York City. That's what I'd call all I did.
I was only trying to...
It doesn't matter. You're lucky you're 12. If you were 13, they probably would have bumped you up to a higher court to make an example out of you.
I'll never hack again. I promise.
Oh, you promise. Maybe you can cross your heart and hope to die once we get in court.
If I can't use the computer, then I can't do the one thing I'm good at.
I can make her in my seat. Sarah is not having a good day. She is preparing to go to court for a little hacking justice. Worse, her lawyer doesn't want to hear any of it. Luckily, a mysterious man with 3 fake passports has come to help her.
Sarah isn't sure how lucky she really is when the man reveals that. Not only has he never gone to law school, he needs her to do some more hacking. You know, the thing that got her into this whole mess. This is City Spies by James Ponti.
So if you'll please leave, Sarah and I have much to discuss. We're due before the judge shortly. Did you hack into the juvenile justice system? Attorney client privilege forbids me from telling anyone what you said. Yeah. I need to know if it's true.
It's true.
Brilliant. I need you to do it again.
Do what again?
Hack into the juvenile justice database and make me your attorney of record before Mr. Stubbs gets to the 7th floor and checks.
I don't know who you are, but the court's supposed to assign me a lawyer. A real one.
Excellent. You probably won't regret this.
Probably. Shouldn't you be trying to build my confidence?
Only fools and liars speak with certainty about things beyond their control. But I'm optimistic, so I feel your chances around 87%.
They didn't even fix the backdoor I used the other day.
Large institutions move slowly. Hopefully large attorneys do as well.
What's your name?
Excellent question. Which sounds best? Croydon St. Vincent Marlborough III? A bit excessive? We'll pass on that. Nigel Honeybuns. Honeybuns. I quite like that. I think I'll save that one for later.
We're kind of in a hurry.
Right. Here we go. Gerald Anderson. That sounds like a proper barrister. Dull, boring, eminently forgettable. That's my name. Gerald Anderson.
We're all set.
No alarms. No one rushing out to arrest us. Very nice work, Sarah.
Except now I have an attorney who's never gone to law school.
I've watched a ton of courtroom dramas. I can handle an appearance before a judge.
Don't you mean probably?
Right. Probably. I'll need details about the hack.
I'm sure they're all in there.
This only tells me what you did. I want to know the reason.
My most recent foster parents.
Leonard and Deborah Clark.
Yeah. They like to take in more kids than they have room for because the state pays them per child, whether they spent it on us or not. A new kid came about a month ago. One night, he wet the bed, so they locked him in the hall closet. I could hear him crying. They would have let him cry all night, so I let him out.
And then what happened?
They locked both of us on the roof all night. So the next morning, I went to the school computer lab and I hacked the juvenile justice database to see how many kids had been sent to the Clarks. Then I hacked their bank accounts to show how much money they were taking in and where they were actually spending it.
You're not being charged with hacking the bank.
They dropped their complaint. I'm sure they don't want the world to find out a 12-year-old girl with their security system.
What did you do with this information?
I sent everything to my social worker and... Do you know how stupid I am? When I saw the police coming to the house, I thought they were going to arrest the two of them.
But they arrested you instead.
The Clarks even had the other kids line up on the porch so they could see me be let out in handcuffs.
I can make this a lot better.
Don't you mean probably?
No, I'm certain. But I'll need you to do something the reports in the file said you are completely incapable of. No matter what I say or do, I need you to trust me.
How can I trust you? I don't even know your name.
Sure you do. It's Nigel Honeybuns. It's Gerald Anderson. Sometimes it's even Croydon St. Vincent Marlborough the Third. It all depends on the situation. But my friends and colleagues, and I do hope as a group you could consider yourself to be a part of, they all call me Mother.
Mother? That's an unusual name for a man.
True, but I'm an unusual man, wouldn't you say? Remember the part about trusting me. All rise for the Honourable Lyman J. Pancake.
How does the defendant plead?
Guilty, Your Honour. Opposing counsel offered a sentence of 2.5 years in juvenile detention.
That may have been discussed, but there was no agreement. Now there's an admission of guilt. I'm not inclined to let her off easy.
30 months isn't enough. My client compromised highly secure computer files. She hacked into the financial records of a bank.
What about my attorney-client privilege?
That would only apply if I was actually an attorney. Your Honour, this behavior is serious. I believe Miss Martinez should remain in custody until her 18th birthday.
That's 6 years.
This is the part where I need you to trust me.
But you're arguing for a harsher penalty than they offered.
Give me 90 seconds, then decide.
Okay, but at 91, I start telling the judge about fake passports.
Attica!
Your Honor, if I may, we can quickly draft an agreement placing Miss Martinez in a supervised group home until her 18th birthday.
Also unsatisfactory. All she'll learn to do there is be a better criminal. I have an alternative in mind.
Where?
Cruncham Hall.
Cruncham Hall?
It's a specialized facility that houses a handful of juvenile offenders. She'll get one-on-one counseling, attention, and a first-rate education.
It sounds too good to be true, which undoubtedly means it is. We don't reward criminal behavior with luxury accommodations. Miss Martinez broke the law, and she will be going to a supervised group home.
She either goes to Cruncham Hall or will move to a trial that I guarantee both of you will regret.
Why is that?
This is about to get why. If we go to trial, the first thing I'll do is insist you remove yourself from the case.
On what grounds?
On the grounds you're prejudiced against my client, because when she hacked the juvenile justice database, she came across personal emails that are embarrassing in nature.
The email server wasn't compromised.
Then how do I have a copy of this note you sent 2 weeks ago? Last night I had dinner with the mayor, and let me tell you, that man is an absolute. There are dozens, and I will make sure every one is read aloud and placed into the public record, which I can only imagine will be embarrassing for both of you.
Tell me more about Cruncham Hall. Who's in charge there?
Trunchbull. Very tough.
Right. Warden Trunchbull. Tough, but fair, if I remember correctly. Tell me more. Do you want to explain what happened?
We won.
You got me sentenced to 6 years in custody.
In a fictional facility. Cruncham Hall is the school in Matilda. Miss Trunchbull is the evil head mistress. They only exist in children's books. Unless you count the movie and a musical, both of which I quite enjoyed.
Are you insane?
I only had 90 seconds to come up with something. The trick was using names that would make it recognizable. That way they're more likely to think it was real.
But what if they remembered the book?
The prosecutor seemed too young to have kids, and the judge is old enough that it's been decades since he read any bedtime stories. So I thought we were probably safe.
Again with the probably.
Life is filled with probably, Sarah.
You're going to have to get used to them. Thank you.